Hey Scrappy friends, I'm going to create a card with you today. The video might be a little bit longer than normal, but I want to show you how to make the card, and sometimes it takes a little longer. So here we go. Let's get started. This is the code for March if you want to write it down, because you might want some of these items. If not, you can come back to the video and re-watch it. So let's get started, Scrappy friends. Today we're going to be using the stamp set Spotlight on Nature and Elements of Text. Now I did go ahead and get my blocks ready for my use. So I'm going to try to do this without shaking the camera too much. I'm going to bring it over this way just a little bit because I'm left-handed. And so what I did is I used a pecan pie card base. This is the stamp set. This is the card that we're making. Blah, blah, blah. This is the card we're making. So let me show you how. I used a pecan pie card base. I used crumb cake as my layer, which is my second layer on the base right there. How you like this? I'm learning my colors. And then I used vanilla for the image. So here you go. Let me see if I can put this right here. Can you see that? There you go. I took Spotlight on Nature. It's the red polymer. And I used the pecan pie. Make sure I said it right. And I inked up the Spotlight on Nature. I stamped off, which is a first generation. And then I'm going to do it on camera. And I stamped it onto my image about right there. Looks good. See, it's just very, very light. Then I took my Spotlight on Nature flower. And I used first generation of the same ink, pecan pie. Inked it up. I did not, no, stamp off. I stamped directly first generation on my vanilla paper. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. So if you'll remember with Close to My Heart, I took the pecan pie, I did stamped off, and Stampin' Up calls it stamping off. It was always called to me first generation, and then I did second generation here. See how you can barely see it? Then I took the same ink, which is the pecan pie, stamped it first generation, the flower in first generation. So there you go. Then I took crumb cake, which is the other color, and I took the little splotches. See the little splotches for, oh wait, I've used these splotches. These little splotches on my corners. So I took my crumb cake and I stamped it here. I did it here, just wherever you want. If you want less, you want more. And I did first generation. So I did not stamp off first. I did it directly. This is first generation crumb cake, second generation pecan pie, first generation pecan pie. Now, there's a lot of techniques in this card. That's why I said it may take a little longer on the video. And I used a tearing technique. So all I did was go around and I tore the card to make it a little bit more, you know, however you want to, like distressed. And you just take your finger and you just follow along. And I wanted small tears. I didn't want big gaps. See how I tore that? And I'm going to go all the way around. So we're going to pretend Well, let me go ahead and tear. I'm on 3 sides now. You can watch me tear paper. But if you don't watch, you get those big gaps. And if you do, that's fine, unless you don't like the big gaps. It's up to you. The person you're sending them to will never know that you didn't want that big tear. So you got the pieces tore. So there's all your little scraps. Put those to the side. Now I used 2 of my markers with that, and those are water-based markers. I'm sorry, those are water-based colors, and I'm going to use alcohol markers. They may bleed a little bit, but you have to make sure that when you're working with them that you don't touch the edge. And I'll show you what I mean. So here we go. For the leaves, I'm using soft seafoam. And I am going to just like lightly do just a little bit of color. And I'm not going to color all this in. But I'm not going to the edge of my project either. And I'm not filling it in the whole way. I'm just doing very, very light. Just a hint of that color. You see how that is? Then I'm taking that petal pink, the light petal pink, which is our alcohol markers. And I'm just going to barely touch the inside of that flower. It's very easy. There's not a lot of like intricate with it. I'm just going to lightly touch the inside of that flower. See how that one's done? And I'm going to go ahead and just fill in this little bit of green right here. And a lot of times I've learned when I make my cards, sometimes I don't always finish them with a sentiment. Because if somebody's having a birthday and I don't have a birthday card made up, I'd have to make one up. So this way, I'm going to leave mine blank. But I'm going to go ahead and put it on my card base. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal. If you haven't used the Stampin' Seal, you may want to. It definitely helps with your project. It holds it quite well. So I just used a little bit of, see how the alcohol markers went through? I'm going to take that Stampin' Seal. You see? I'm going to apply it to my card. Everyone is different when you do a tearing technique. There is not a consistent about that edge. Some people cannot handle the non-consistent edges. Some people, it doesn't matter. For me and my card, it's okay. See, the edges are torn different on that card. So it's just all in preference. It's the technique that I'm showing. Then I'm going to take my card right here, put it on my card base. I pre-made my little bows because you don't need to see me fiddling with a little bow. I'll probably put a little bow here, somewhere right there, and put my gems. And these are some of the cards that I made. I'm going to show you several different ones. Point out the differences. This one has gems on it. And this is first generation, the best birthday wishes. This one has gems on it. I think those are like a peach gem. Kind of, well, actually, they're the petal pink gems right there. Can you see that? I can hold it up a little bit. These are a little bit darker gems. You can use any embellishments you want. Those are a more gray gem. Sparkly, whatever you want to call it. This one says birthday wishes, and I put it on that side because when I tore my paper, it was a little bit different. Right here, I used second generation crumb cake. And then this is how it looks in black and white. So in gray. So I used a black card with a gray base, white paper, second generation, which is a stamping off and then stamp on here, of black with a first generation black, some gems, and a bow. So those are the cards that I made using the elements of text and spotlight of nature. I hope you liked these examples and leave a comment if you did. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye, friends.